Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be doing something just a little bit different, and I'm going to be talking about my Marvel Legends / Marvel Select / Toy Biz X-Men figure display. So that being said, I'm not really going to talk too much about the characters. I've got quite a lot of figures, about 73 characters that I want to sort of get through, both good mutants and bad mutants. I'm going to start off with the bad mutants and just go through the characters and pretty much build my display on camera here. So that being said, I'm going to get straight in with the first figure I've got, and that is Sauron. I just love this figure. I think it's so good. The paint apps, the shading, the way it looks. As I said, I'm just going to start off with pretty much the villains to begin with, and then head on into the X-Men, the different X-Men teams. But yeah, absolutely love this figure. I think it's really good. Picked it up on eBay for a fairly reasonable price considering it's a builder figure, but I just think it looks great once everything is pieced together. I'm just going to move him to the back here. So next up, got one figure on a flight stand, and that is Archangel in his sort of horseman form. Really love how this figure looks. Love the wings. The wings on it are just absolutely spectacular with this sort of metallic shine to them. Really dig them. Just absolutely fantastic looking figure. Have him on a flight stand so he just doesn't topple over it. So that being said, just going to move him to the back. Well, as he's in one of the horsemen's form, wouldn't be complete without Apocalypse. So I picked up this Toy Biz version of Apocalypse, really reasonably priced on eBay. I'm not too much of a fan of the new Builder figure that came out. There was a Toy Biz Builder figure which was just absolutely massive. There was no way that was going to fit on my shelf, so I opted for this smaller one. And I just absolutely love the detail on this figure. I love the tubes on the back. I just think absolutely fantastic. Sort of really good pliable rubber. And it's still really poseable for what it is, for being such an old figure, and I still think it looks great. So yeah, that is my Apocalypse figure. Next up, really good detailed figure for a really good X-Men villain character, and that is Mojo. I just really love how this figure looks. It is a builder figure as well. I just love the size of pretty much the bulbous stomach on this guy. The detail as well, really good. On the sort of like scorpion-esque tail, all the wiring on the back is just phenomenal. Really love how this thing looks. Again, another one I sort of picked up on eBay, fairly reasonably priced. And I just had to get it because I just remember from the cartoon the character just being really funny and really funny / annoying. But yeah, really enjoyed that episode where it was like Mojo Vision. Yeah, just a really good fun one. So that is Mojo. So sort of going into like the sort of standalone villains, not really sort of part of a team. I remember this being one of the first episodes of X-Men I had with this character, and that is Omega Red. I pretty much just love how this thing looks. Going to be saying that for a lot of figures. I love the tendrils on it. So good. The detail, the paint apps on the face, the sculpt. I adore the beefiness and sheer size of the figure as well. Yeah, just a really good representation of Omega Red. So next up is pretty much a character I'm not too familiar with. I only really got this figure today in a recent 5-pack that came up, and that is Saber. I pretty much know that he's a Wolverine villain, but other than that, I'm really not too familiar with the character. I love the blue metallic on this guy and the silver arms. I just think he looks absolutely fantastic, and It's always good to sort of like beef out your X-Men villains, because you realise that at first there aren't really too many, but as you sort of collect them, it really sort of starts to beef up then. But yeah, I think it's a great looking figure, and I'm going to do some more research into the character. So we get there we go. So next up is another figure I just really adore, and I remember seeing this character in the show, and that's Mr. Sinister. I love the paint apps on this again, pretty much similar to Cyber, the blue metallic. It just stands out and it pops, along with the red. The face sculpt is amazing. Absolutely love it. Just think it's fantastic. Really, really good. Awesome head sculpt on Mr. Sinister. I sort of remember that episode where like he gets sort of blasted by Cyclops, but there's like something about Cyclops' beams that just are like poisonous to him, and he just starts like oozing all this green. It was just really gross. But yeah, I just think it was a fantastic episode and just such a good character. So yeah, that's Mr. Sinister. Next up, sort of heading into more of the Morlocks. So we've got Callisto. Again, this is another figure that came in the 5-pack with Cyber. We've got the awesome looking Caliban. I just absolutely love and adore how this Caliban figure looks. Of course, it's another builder figure as well. Played by Stephen Merchant in the Logan movie as well. It's really good. So I think the sort of Morlocks are like mutants who are like too deformed to live on the surface. The prejudice they get is just way too much. But yeah, I just think Caliban's an awesome looking figure. Just the pearlescent silver running through. The sculpt on the hands, the fingernails just really gross and long. And I just absolutely love that head sculpt. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Really, really good looking figure. Callisto is really good as well. It comes with these two knives, like a switchblade and a butterfly knife. It's really, really awesome. I love the scar as well under the eye patch. I don't know how well that's going to come across. You can just about see the scar. But yeah, just two fantastic looking characters. It's so good to finally have the two of these side by side. Can't wait to get them on my shelf. So yeah, that's Caliban and Callisto. Next up, we've got Lady Deathstrike. Of course, one of the main villains in X-Men 2. The Toy Biz figure was just absolutely horrendous and pales in comparison compared to this new Marvel Legends one. The adamantium claws look absolutely amazing as well. So good. Just a massive upgrade from that Toy Biz figure. Yeah, just really awesome looking figure. So glad that they opted for the upgrade. It's long overdue in my opinion, but this new Lady Deathstrike just looks absolutely stellar in my opinion. So next up, we've got, I believe, what was the main villain in the Wolverine film, and that is Silver Samurai. The details on this are fantastic. Just absolutely amazing. The aesthetics to it are just brilliant, in my opinion. I just think it looks so good. It's a great looking figure on the shelf too. Just think it looks absolutely amazing. We can obviously get the two swords and the holders as well. Just a fantastic looking figure. But as I said, it's one of those ones again that just looks amazing on the shelf. Just absolutely brilliant. So next I'm going to get into the Hellfire Club. So for starters, we get Jean Grey, the Black Queen. Really dig the cape on this and the costume as well. just think it looks absolutely brilliant. It is a absolute pain in the arse of a figure to try and stand though, because of the feet and the heels. It's just really, really top heavy and wants to topple over all the time. It's just really, really annoying. It's the same with the Emma Frost figure as well. Just isn't having any of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prop the Jean Grey figure against the Apocalypse. And then bring in the Emma Frost figure, the White Queen. Same again. Just does not want to stand. There we go. So yeah, we've got Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, of course, played by Kevin Bacon in First Class. Got Donald Pierce as well. And of course, Mastermind as well. So the first four figures, the Jean Grey Black Queen, Emma Frost White Queen, Donald Pierce and Sebastian Shaw came in a 4-pack, and we recently got Mastermind in that 5-pack with Callisto and Cyber. We also get an alternative head with Mastermind because obviously his powers is part of Illusion. Really creepy stuff with what he does to recruit Jean Grey to the Hellfire Club. He sort of makes out with her with this head sculpt, but she's seeing this head sculpt. It's just really, really creepy stuff. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing to have like a decently sized Hellfire Club. I just think the figures look absolutely amazing. I just love the costume designs to these guys. Really, really blows me away. These figures, and they look great on the shelf as well. Really, really good. Yeah, really, really good set of villains. So that being said, I'm going to move into like sort of the main villains from the X-Men now, kicking it off with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. So this is probably my favourite figure out of the whole Brotherhood, and probably my favourite figure in the entire sort of collection. And it's Kane Marco's Juggernaut. I love this figure. I love everything about it, how it looks. The only thing I don't really like about it is the articulation. Because it's a Marvel Select figure, they sort of sacrifice articulation over aesthetics, and I think it looks absolutely incredible. I'm more than happy to limit the articulation on this for the sculpt on this guy. I think he looks insanely good. Head does turn as well. I just think he looks absolutely amazing. I can't really fault it at all. Just think it's stellar. The only thing that sucks about this figure is it came with the most crap base you've ever seen. It looked like a TV rather than a background. It was just absolutely awful, but the figure itself, amazing. Can't fault it. So good. So that being said, next member of the Brotherhood I'm going to go with is the Blob. Again, I'm still impressed with this. I think it is a little bit dated. Like some of the joints could be a bit cleaner. I think this is one character that is screaming out for a new release, if I'm honest, because it is a builder figure, but it's the only version of Blob we've got. I still think he looks really, really good for what he is. The legs just look really gross, all these wrinkles. The face sculpt is amazing on it as well. I just really dig all those sort of layers to it. It's just really gross. But I love the figure still. I think it's a really, really good figure. I love the chubby fingers on it as well. Just a really good looking figure. I do think it is needed for an update, but for the time it came out, I think it was stellar. But yeah, still quite a good figure, nonetheless. Next, I'm going to go with Black Tom. I think he appeared in the Deadpool 2 movie as well. But I've really associate this character as being like a sort of sidekick to Juggernaut. But yeah, we get this awesome shillelagh with him as well. And I I just think he was a long overdue character to get a Hasbro release. A lot of people I know aren't really too much of a fan of this figure. I think he looked great. To be honest, I was really, really impressed with him. I remember doing the research into the Brotherhood, and when I was collecting the figures, and Black Tom was one that wasn't released. So when we finally got a release date for him, I was ready to jump. And same goes for Mastermind as well. They were like the two characters from the Brotherhood that I was really after, along with Destiny as well, which unfortunately we don't have yet. But yeah, still think he looks really, really good next to Juggernaut. Next up, I'm going to go with probably one of the best villains from the cartoon and from the movies as well. And that's Sabretooth. Again, Marvel Select really, really hit it out of the park with this one. I think the paint apps look amazing. Sculpt is flawless, in my opinion. I think he just looks absolutely amazing, particularly this mane going across the back and over the shoulders. Really, really dig how it looks. The claws, it makes it look like a skin-tight suit as well, the texture to it. I just think it looks really, really good. And next to Wolverine as well, the two of these just look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that is Sabretooth. Next up, we've got Mystique. Again, I used to have the Toy Biz one. I'm so glad I picked up this Marvel Legends one because it looks so much better. The articulation on it is better as well. The sculpt of the skulls around the belt, absolutely fantastic. The blue on it, the blue and the white just pop together. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it's just a really good looking figure. The head sculpt and the hair sculpt were just really, really bad on the Toy Biz one, comparing it to this new version. It is quite rare to get hold of. I had to get this imported from the States. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic looking version of Mystique. It's really, really good. So next, we've got Avalanche. Now, I'm not really a big fan of this figure. I don't really like how it looks at all. We are desperate for Hasbro to release a new version of Avalanche. This is currently the one we've got stuck with, but the classic look is so much better than this. But unfortunately, it's the only one we've got. We have to stick with it. It's not all bad. It's just not my preferred look for Avalanche at all. I sort of prefer the dome where it just comes over the head, the top half of the face, rather than this whole chin guard. And it's a lot smoother and it's a lot cleaner. Because we recently got a new Pyro, which I'm going to look at next, which the two of those could have been made for each other to come out in a really good, decent 2-pack. But other than that, it's fine for what it is. If you want to sort of like pick it up to complete your Brotherhood. I'm not sure how rare the figure is now. But yeah, I still think it looks okay for what it is. So the next one I got was the newly released Pyro. Now, this figure looks amazing. It just really, really captures the character, in my opinion. The sort of insanity of the way of the character. And I love the sculpt on this as well. It did come with some accessories, but the way the fire was sculpted just didn't look right with the figure, in my opinion, and the way he sort of uses his powers. But yeah, nonetheless, figure looks absolutely great. Even the hair looks like fire. Yeah, just looks absolutely awesome. Really, really impressed with that upgraded Pyro from the Toy Biz one. So speaking of Toy Biz, next member of the Brotherhood we've got is Toad. Now, this is a figure that was one of the first releases from Toy Biz. It was a Series 1 figure, so the articulation on this guy is so limited, like beyond belief. We get a sort of hinge at the shoulders, a rotation at the head, a rotation at the top of the leg, and at the boot. That is it, nothing else. No knee joints, no elbow joints, nothing in the wrists. Really, really limited. So this again is another figure that is due for an upgrade, in my opinion. Could you easily use the Dr. Octopus body mold that is just suited for a Toad, in my opinion. But given what it is on the shelf, it looks fine. It really does look good. But yeah, as I said, it's really, really due for long overdue for an upgrade. Is that Toad figure? So next, I'm going to get into Maximoff Twins. So we have Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver. These came in a 3-pack with the father as well, Magneto. Obviously, these are more sort of like associated with the Avengers nowadays, but they'll always be members of the Brotherhood to me. Particularly growing up watching the X-Men Evolution cartoon. I really dig that cartoon. I think it's so underrated. I think it's just as good as the 92 version, if I'm honest. But I thought these figures look absolutely stellar. Yeah, the Toy Biz Scarlet Witch is one of the most ugliest figures I've ever seen. And the Quicksilver figure just looked really disjointed. And just not as smooth as this one, but the two of these look absolutely brilliant together. Just absolutely fantastic, and they look great in the Brotherhood collection as well. So, leading into my last X-Men villain character, how could it not be Magneto? So, yeah, I again adore this figure. I think it's so good. I love these effects pieces as well. Probably going to see these pop up a few times on some of the other X-Men characters. Overused effects pieces. So we did get an alternative head as well, one with sort of filled in eyes, but without the sort of grimace. I did want to mention as well with the Donald. With the Sebastian Shaw figure, we did get the helmet as well, used in First Class, as well as a Hellfire book as well. But yeah, I loved that First Class movie with the whole Magneto and trying to get revenge on the Hellfire Club. Really, really interesting stuff, and I just adored that First Class movie. Thought it was just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love Magneto. I think he's probably like one of my favourite villains ever. You really, really understand his motivation and why he's doing what he's doing. This whole sort of believing that a war is coming between humans and mutants are superior beings, whereas Charles wants to sort of build a future both together with humans and mutants. But yeah, he's a fantastically written character, and I think he's so good. So yeah, those are my X-Men villains. Really, really good set of characters that I just think just absolutely fantastic and really pop on the shelf. They just look so good. Like even that Juggernaut figure is just like the crowning jewel for me in the whole set. But that being said, I'm going to get into obviously a lot of the good guys. I do have a lot more of these, so I'm not going to be able to fit them all in frame. You'll see how they all look together at the end. But yeah, that being said, I'm going to get into the Alpha Flight characters. So these are pretty much like the Canadian version of X-Men. It was sort of like the team that Wolverine was part of before he joined the X-Men. So the first one we've got is Sasquatch. Again, this is another figure that I think is absolutely stellar. It's a Build-A-Figure as well. So you got a wave of figures. Each one came with a piece that you would put together and make Sasquatch. It was the same with the Blob, same with Sauron, same with Mojo. But yeah, I think the Sasquatch just looks absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. well detailed figure. Just love the simplicity of it as well. Just these different shades of orange. Just think he looks absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that is Sasquatch. Move him to the side. So next up, we got the twins. We've got Aurora and North Star. Yeah, just really, really good looking figures. As I said, these two look absolutely great. They came in a 6-pack with some of the other members of Alpha Flight as well. So yeah, I just think the two of these really, really do look great, and they do really, really pop together and just look great on the shelf. So next we've got Shaymin. Really good looking figure as well. I love the sort of the sash, the colour scheme and the cuffs, the green and the yellow. Really, really good contrast. Yeah, just a really, really good looking figure, and it's great to see that Alpha Flight team come together. It just looks really, really good. So next we've got Snowbird. Again, love the contrast of the white and the blue. The blue cape is a bit top heavy, but yeah, still really, really good looking figure. But yeah, I'm just really not too familiar with Alpha Flight as a whole though. I just remember that episode where it sort of delves into a bit more of Wolverine's past. So next we've got Vindicator. Really good looking figure. I think she just looks really, really good. I love the red visor as well. The ponytail, which is actually articulated so you can turn it around. The pose of the hands as well. Really, really good. Fist on the other side. It's a really, really good looking figure. But when you get all the members put together, that's when the team really, really shines. So next up, we've got Guardian. Probably my second favourite figure after Sasquatch. I just love how this thing looks. Really, really pops. Great blend. How they sort of like incorporated the Canadian flag into the suit, in my opinion. Just absolutely love it. I love the face sculpt. I love the eyes. The mask. The pearlescent white. I think it just looks so good. But yeah, just a fantastic looking team. So the final member as well of Alpha Flight we've got is Puck. Probably the smallest, one of the smallest figures I own in 6-inch line. No waist articulation with it at all. Simple knee joints, simple elbow joints, heads on a ball joint as well. A really, really good looking figure. So yeah, that completes the Alpha Flight team. And I think all, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 8 figures look really, really good. But I'll zoom out at the end so you can see everyone put together when the whole thing comes out. So that being said, gonna get straight in now, probably with the X-Men team, and kicking it off with Colossus. This again is the Marvel Select version of Colossus. He looks amazing next to Juggernaut. I know there's a Marvel Legends version of a 2-pack that came out with Juggernaut and Colossus, but I really do prefer these Marvel Select versions over the look of the Marvel Legends ones. I just think they're beefier figures. The details on them look absolutely incredible, and yeah, I love how this Colossus figure looks. He's probably one of my favourite X-Men characters. I just think he looks just absolutely stellar and amazing in my opinion. So next up, we've got another Build-A-Figure. One of the more recent ones, I think that came out last year, and that is Strong Guy. Probably one of the biggest members of the X Factor team. Again, just another great looking figure, great character, great to finally have a strong guy in the sort of the X-Men universe of figures. Really does look great. Love the sculpt on the back as well. Very simplistic, but very effective. Really good looking figure. So yeah, that is Strong Guy. Next up, we've probably got one of my most favourite detailed figures. That is Warlock. I love, again, just sounding like a broken record, I just love how Warlock looks. I think it just looks absolutely amazing. The hair on this guy just looks insane. It just looks like an absolutely insane drawing brought to life. The simplisticness of the black with the gold wash, really good. Really tall as well. One of my favourite episodes of X-Men I remember seeing as well, late one night on Fox Kids. Really enjoyed it. It comes with an alternative buzzsaw, which fits in to replace the hand as well. But yeah, absolutely stellar looking figure. Got the two pipes as well. Two tubes plugged into the back. Just think Warlock looks really awesome. Picked this guy off of eBay as well. Yeah, just think he looks absolutely fantastic. So that is Warlock. Next up, we've got my sort of X-Men version of Angel, and that is of course Angel, Warren Worthington III. Really think this is one of the better Toy Biz ones. I think the shoulders look a bit ugly on the figure, but other than that, I think the aesthetics look absolutely brilliant. The wings are incredible. The detail on them is phenomenal. Give you a look at the back as well. Just really dig how these wings look. Just think they're absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that is Angel. Next up, we've probably got one of the heavy hitters from the main show. I just have her on a flight stand, and that is Storm. Just because she's such a pain in the ass to stand on her own, I just have her on a flight stand. Plus as well, she's a flying character as well. So I just really want her sort of floating at the back in the display. But yeah, I think she's really good. These lightning effects are really awesome too. The sculpt on the hair is probably what makes the figure so difficult to stand, just because it's so top heavy. But yeah, I love the pearlescent white again on the figure mixed with the yellow stripes. It really does pop. But yeah, I love Storm. I think she's just such a badass in the show. I'm honest, really good. So the last figure I've sort of got on a flight stand is Banshee. I believe he's Black Tom's cousin as well. But yeah, this is a figure that massively needs an update in my opinion. It's not bad for what it is. I mean, it does it. You can get him into a decent flying pose. But yeah, this is sort of a pose that looks like he's sort of screaming, so the sound waves carrying him. But yeah, these sort of like the wings, caped wings, really good. They do tend to pop out now and again, but it's not too bad. It's not too much of a problem, but it's the only way to really sort of get Banshee. So yeah, that being said, it's not too bad. It's not too bad of a figure. So next up, we've got Cannonball. I've heard a lot of people say this is probably one of the most worst Hasbro Marvel Legends figures ever, for obvious reasons. There isn't a whole lot you can do with this figure. the fact that it doesn't come with any sort of spare legs either, because this effects piece does detach from the upper torso. So I don't know why Hasbro opted not to give us any legs, but the head sculpt I think looks great. The goggles, the helmet really looks awesome. The jacket as well. But yeah, I think it's fine for what it is. You can't do much with it. You can't get any decent poses out of it, apart from this one. But other than that, there isn't really much to say about it. The effects piece is what it is. You know, it's good, but really wish that we'd had the alternative legs to go with it. Just a bit of a shame that Hasbro opted not to do that. I think they were due to give new legs with it, with a new Domino figure that was coming out. But hey, we get to see that release. So the next figure we've got is Longshot. I don't know too much about the character. I believe he's the son of Dazzler and Shatter Star. No, I think I've got that wrong. I think Longshot and Dazzler are the parents of Longshot. Longshot and Dazzler are the parents of Shatter Star, excuse me. But I mainly remember him from the Watch Mojo episode. It's just a fantastic, really fun, addictive episode. So yeah, that is Longshot. Next up, we've got Colossus' sister, which is Magic. I love the two swords with this figure. They just look absolutely amazing. The body sculpt, absolutely fantastic. The hair sculpt, brilliant. Love the face sculpt too. Yeah, just those two swords I think are just really make it pop for me. Shame that the that New Mutants movie really was boring as anything and just didn't do the characters justice in my opinion. Just not fun at all. So next up we've got Shatter Star. Same body mold as Black Tom, same boots. Just really a different head sculpt and some additional parts, like the sort of thigh strap and this little cape. But yeah, really dig the ponytails, sort of pigtails as well. But yeah, really dig Shatter Star. Love the two swords as well. This double-bladed one and this single-bladed one. Just think it looks really good. Love the boots too. It's just a fantastic looking figure in my opinion. Really dig it. So that's Shatter Star. Next up, we've got more of the X Factor team. So we've got Polaris. Yeah, just I love the sculpt on the hair with this. The shades of green really do make it pop. So yeah, I believe he was in a relationship with Iceman, but that ended badly, and then got into a relationship with Havoc. When they sort of like when Iceman sort of left the X-Men. But yeah, really good, decent figure. So next, to the member of X Factor, we've got Multiple Man. This figure I paid a lot of money for because it sold out, and Multiple Man, because of his mutant ability to duplicate himself, lots of people were buying lots of figures of this to get a really good display and use of his powers. So figures were just going like mental. It was basically it was a really good army builder figure. It was just really selling, but I would just manage to get hold of one. Did pay a lot of money for it, but it was worth it. It does look great with the rest of the X Factor team. And yeah, I love the coat as well. Very similar to the one Gambit wears, if not identical. But yeah, I think he's a really good looking figure. Looks great with the rest of the X Factor team. So next up, we've got Havoc. One of my favourite looking X-Men characters. Really dig the jacket on this. Managed to give a figure a jacket as well with double jointed elbows. Really need to do more of that, Hasbro, in my opinion. Especially with the multiple man only having single joints. But yeah, as I said, you'll see these effects pieces popping up maybe one more time. But yeah, really, really dig the Havoc figure. Just love the jacket, the sculpt of it. And that figure, just love it so much. So next up, we've got Kitty Pryde, Shadow Cat, with Lockheed as well. Love the little Lockheed that comes with this figure. Just a great little additional touch. Just a fantastic little dragon. But yeah, obviously powers walk through walls. But yeah, she looks great next to Colossus as well. Just yeah, great addition to the X-Men crew. Really, really think it's a good addition. So next up, we've got Dazzler. This is like the sort of the costume of Dazzler that I'm more associated with, rather than the disco roller skates one. I remember that pilot episode of X-Men, the Kitty Pryde one, which looked pretty much exactly like this. And I love these two effects pieces as well. But yeah, I think she's a really, really good looking character, and a great addition to the set of figures. So next up, we've got Psylocke. Absolutely awesome looking figure. I love the simplicity of the pink blade we get as well. Just really looks cool and awesome. The suit as well looks phenomenal. It has this sort of like metallic blue. The purple hair as well has a sort of like metallic sheen to it. Just really, really love how the Psylocke figure looks. I just think she looks really, really good. So next up, we have Boom Boom. More of a character I'm more familiar with because of X-Men Evolution. I think she just sort of like had more of a bigger role in the second series. But other than that, I'm not really too familiar with the character. But I'm glad to have her. I think she looks absolutely awesome and fits in really, really well with the rest of the characters. So yeah, that is Boom Boom. Next up, we've got Blink. Again, my knowledge of Blink isn't really that strong, but I think she was absolutely awesome in Days of Future Past, just opening these portals when they were battling the Sentinels. Just think thought that movie was just one of the best X-Men movies we've got. Just absolutely fantastic. She comes with this awesome portal display effect, which I just sort of have placed down with her looking like she's coming up from the ground. Really, really awesome stuff. I think Blink's really, really cool, if I'm honest. Really, really underused and underutilized, but she just looks great with the collection. So coming up next, we've got Iceman. I really dig how this figure looks. The only thing I've really got an issue with is he just looks a bit too much like Silver Surfer, if I'm honest. The only thing that really differentiates him from Silver Surfer is the belt. Just wish he had a bit more of a blue tinge, pretty similar to what we got with the base. Just wish he had more of that look about him. But other than that, I think he's a fantastic looking figure. Really good sculpt, really good sculpt on the face as well. But yeah, really dig how that Iceman figure looks. Just wish there was a bit of a blue tinge to the paint. So next up, we've got Sunspot. A really awesome looking figure. This is another figure that, along with Black Tom, came out in the Strong Eye Builder figure wave. I love how it looks. Again, we see these effects pieces for the last time, I think, hopefully. But yeah, Sunspot, great looking figure. I love the suit, the whole primary colours thing, the blue, red and the yellow. The black skin tone as well, really, really awesome. Love the bandana as well. This sort of bubble effect going on with the back, just awesome. Really good looking figure. The sort of yellow collar as well that pops up. Yeah, so that's Sunspot. Next up, we've got another figure from the Strong Eye wave, and that is Warpath or Thunderbird. I call him Warpath just because that was what was on the packaging, but a really, really good, beefy looking figure. Absolutely awesome. Same body mold as the Omega Red. Love the feathers in the hair. I don't know how well that's coming across on camera, but the detail in the feather, the sculpt of it, just, absolutely awesome. Love the tassels as well and the shoulder pads. Just fantastic. Really, really good looking figure. Again, sounding like a broken record. I just love the sculpt on these things, and when you do see them all pieced together, it really, really does give an awesome effect. So next up, we've got X-23. Absolutely love the character in the movie Logan. Thought she was just absolutely really, really good. This figure as well, really awesome. Really, really dig it. Yeah, I love the claws as well. They're not too warped, which is what normally happens with X-23 and Wolverine figures. But yeah, really, really love this edition, and it does really pop. We get the loose belt as well. But yeah, that is X-23. So coming up next, we've got Sunfire. I believe this character is sort of like a bit of a hot-headed, tempered, real badass. Just someone you don't really want to get on the wrong side of. But I think he looks awesome. The fire effects on the fists as well just look absolutely incredible. Really good, really easy figure to pose as well. We got the soft belt. Love the head sculpt. Just think it has this sort of really good sort of like beetle looking design to it. I love the simplicity as well. The whole dull red and white. Just think it looks awesome. Really, really good figure. So yeah, that is Sunfire. And next up, we've got probably everyone's favourite teleporter. That is Nightcrawler. Really, really dig how this thing looks. There are things about this one and there are things about the Toy Biz one that I liked about both of them. Really hard to compare. Like for instance, the Toy Biz one had a bendy tail. This does not. It's pre-posed, stuck in that position. Really love the head sculpt too. We got a couple of different head sculpts with this Nightcrawler. We got more of sort of like a serious looking head sculpt and a real sort of dark, angry one, which I really enjoy. I flip-flop between these two depending on what mood I'm in. But yeah, I think this one is really fantastic. But I go for this more neutral look. But yeah, I think he looks absolutely incredible. Really, really good. Dig the legs as well. Really, really well sculpted figure. I think he looks absolutely really, really awesome. So next up, heading into more of like the Deadpool territory, we've got Cable. Another figure I just adore. I love that there's so much going on with this figure. I just love how he looks. I love the effect on the eyepiece. I just love the costume, all the ammunition, the bullet belts, the weapons we get as well. Get 3 weapons. This absolute motherfucker of a gun on the back too. Just yeah, really, really awesome weaponry and a really good head sculpt. I love this sort of like apparatus going on the side of the head as well, attached to the ear. Absolutely awesome. Loved him in Deadpool 2. With Josh Brolin. Thought he was just fantastic. Really, really good looking Cable figure. So that being said, next up we've got Forge. Again, just another great looking figure. I love the sort of robotic right thigh we get with him. Really awesome. The pistol holster. Really, really awesome. The boots with the tassels, absolutely awesome. The two guns, we get one of these guns, I think it's this one, did come with the Deadpool figure that I've got as well, but nonetheless, I just thought it looked really, really awesome with Forge. The ponytail, the head sculpt, the cross straps on the back. This is an awesome looking figure, if I'm honest. Really, really impressed with it. So next up, we've got Domino. Thought she was really, really great in Deadpool 2. Really, I really like this character whose sort of mutant power was have luck on their side. It's just really, really interesting and just made it really, really fun. But yeah, she looks great next to Cable and Deadpool. It's a fantastic little trio. Great chemistry in the movie as well. Yeah, I think Domino looks absolutely awesome. So next up, we've got Bishop. Yeah, really, again, another just awesome beefed up figure I really like. I like to sort of have Bishop displayed with Cable and Forge. Just to like sort of round out the time traveling mutants with that Days of Future Past storyline. Just really dig it. Comes with this pistol as well. Get the holster on the back for it. The sculpt on the hair is phenomenal, as well as the head. Just really, really dig it, and the rest of the body too. It's a really good chunky figure. I think Bishop looks really, really great. So next up, we've got, I'm going to go with Deadpool, I think. Now, I know he's not really associated with X-Men too much, but I really did want a Deadpool figure amongst my X-Men collection. I just think it really, really would fit in well, and if I'm honest, it really does. It really does look great with a Deadpool in there. We get the two pistols. We get this removable blade from the bootstrap. And we get the two swords as well. The only thing is I don't really like about these swords is they warp way too easily. But other than that, I think it's a good looking figure. I think it's a great looking Deadpool. I love the expression on the face. Love the little droopy part of the mask at the back as well. Yeah. The two Deadpool movies we've got from Ryan Reynolds, amazing, so much fun. Really, really dig them. Yeah, I think they're fantastic. So next up, we've got Maverick. Another figure I absolutely love, as well as being another figure from the Strong Eye wave. Yeah, I think he's absolutely fantastic. Love these two pistols. Love the detail going on. Love the straps. The 4 tubes coming from the back of the head into the backpack. It's really, really awesome. It doesn't hinder the articulation in any way either. Really, really clever to make those soft, pliable plastic. Because I think gold plastic has a bit of a reputation about it as being really brittle. Not really had a problem with this at all. I think Maverick looks really, really awesome. Looks great displayed next to Deadpool as well. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to sort of get into like the main core characters now. So the first one we've got, well, from the cartoon anyway, in my opinion. So the first one we've got is Jubilee. I think this is such a great version of Jubilee. It just screams 90s about it. The denim shorts, the pink top, the yellow raincoat has a sort of like April O'Neil reminiscence to it, in my opinion, with the raincoat. Just this bright, vibrant yellow. Get the blue boots too, and the blue gloves. Shame it doesn't come with any effects. We did get a head sculpt, an alternative one, with blowing the bubblegum and removable shades as well. Sadly, this head sculpt, you can't remove the shades at all. They're glued on there. But I don't know why they gave us this head sculpt where you could put the shades on and take them off. With the bubblegum as well. Well, really wish we could do that with this one. Such a shame, but hey ho. It is what it is. Still think it's a great looking figure though, and it's a great looking version of Jubilee. Better than the Build-A-Figure version that came out a few years before. So coming up next, we've got, again, probably in my top 3, this figure, and it is Beast. That Beast is the best way to describe this figure because it is a beast in my opinion. I just think it looks absolutely awesome. That head sculpt is terrific. The body mold, fantastic. The belt, the shorts, the feet. It just looks absolutely awesome. Really, really good. Particularly love, I know it's a little thing, but I love the sculpt of the palm on this hand. I just think it looks absolutely phenomenal. Just a great looking upgrade from that Toy Biz one. The posability on this figure as well, so much fun. You can just have absolute blast with it, getting different poses out of him. Because he's like such an animalistic character. He's just great. Love Beast. I just think he's fantastic. So next up we've got Rogue. Really love this Rogue figure as well. Just absolutely screams 90s. The head sculpt on the early Toy Biz one was just so hideous and so ugly. I had that figure for so long. So glad I upgraded it to this one. You can do so much more with this figure as well. Have her in this pose where she sort of has a glove in one hand and she's holding it to try and sort of use it, making it that the figure's sort of using her powers, as it were. But yeah, I love the hair sculpt as well. The mixture of the white and the brown. The brown jacket too, with the yellow and green jumpsuit. Just think it looks awesome. We have this sort of the loose belt as well, and the yellow boots. Really, really good looking Rogue figure. So next up, I'm going to go with Gambit. Again, really love how this Gambit figure looks. We get the bow staff, the blue boots, the brown jacket, the pink sort of bodysuit as well, with this sort of like the blue collar piece. The detail on that collar piece is absolutely phenomenal. Just love it, as well as the head sculpt. You see the subtle stubble as well. Really, really think it's awesome. We sort of have this smoking card as well. You can just fit in between the two fingers. Really just gives that figure that little bit of extra detail. Really, really makes it pop. We do also as well get this effect piece with the alternate hand. Give it effect of like throwing cards, which I think is absolutely awesome. Really, really cool. I don't display the figure like that because I just think it's a bit too showy. Whereas the smoking card is just very, very much a lot more subtle. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic, fantastic interpretation of Gambit. Really, really looks awesome. The sort of the pink squares as well on the side of the legs. It's awesome. Really good looking figure. So next up, heading into the last 4 now, we've got Jean Grey. This came in the love pack, the love triangle, with Wolverine and Cyclops. Really, really dig this Jean Grey figure. It does come with an alternative head sculpt as well, where the hair is not in a ponytail, pretty much. But I do prefer this one because it's just more reminiscent of the TV show for me. Sculpt on the legs, really, really good. The hair is phenomenal. I just love the sort of gauntlets as well on the arms. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, great representation of the character, in my opinion. So next up, we've got Cyclops. This is not the Cyclops that came with the 3-pack. The one with the 3-pack came with a jacket, which I did not like at all. So I opted to get the one without. So much more impressive looking Cyclops, in my opinion. It's like as if the character from the cartoon has just jumped off the screen. In my opinion, it just looks so good. This Jim Lee design. Just think it's absolutely fantastic. I love the fact as well, with the double joints in the elbow, you can get the hand up to the visor. Really, really can't do that with the jacketed version. And obviously, of course, we get the hand, the Jean Grey pleasure pose, as I've heard it being called, many a time. But yeah, very, very suitable. But yeah, fantastic looking Cyclops figure, in my opinion. So penultimately, gonna go with probably the most famous X-Men character of all time, and that is Wolverine. Looks absolutely great with the Sabretooth figure. Really, really awesome. I love how short he is as well. Just fits in so well. The scale is just absolutely phenomenal. We do get a couple of head sculpts with this Wolverine as well. We get a battle damage one, which looks awesome. See the hair coming through the top. Bit more of like a screaming face as well, along with the detail of like the chewed up horns. It's really, really good. We do get a Logan head sculpt as well, which is really cool. And when you have the Logan head sculpt on as well, you have this sort of like effects piece where it turns the cowl into like a hood, and you just pop that over the ball joint on the neck. Really awesome. Love this Wolverine figure. I just think it's really fantastic. So that being said, I'm not too sure how I'm going to fit this one in, but the last character we've got is Professor X in the hover chair. Really, really awesome hover chair. This, I just think it's absolutely fantastic. It's not one of those gimmick figures where the figure's just attached to the chair from the waist. It's not. This figure is removable and does have legs. It's the same body mold as the chameleon from a Spider-Man video. But yeah, I just think it's a fantastic hover chair. You can slide the panels out, revealing like control panels on both sides, which is really, really awesome. It comes with a blanket too. I absolutely love this hover chair. I think it's fantastic. It does come with an effects piece as well, which does fit under the bottom, which gives this really good effect that the chair is floating. So you can put that on the bottom, and it gives like a sort of raised look to the chair. I just think it looks really, really good. We do get a Cerebro helmet as well with the figure, and this effects piece as well, which attaches to the back. I'm not a big fan of this effects piece because if you turn it around, it does look a bit suspicious, in my opinion, with this pearlescent white running through it. But it does attach to the back of the helmet to try and give this effect. But yeah, that being said, that is my X-Men and X-Men villains display. I do apologise that this video has gone on for over an hour now, but I am going to zoom out so you can try and see all the figures together and see how this looks. So yeah, and quick run through. So we've got like the Deadpool, Maverick, the Time Travel Mutants, the Alpha Flight team, Really underrated characters, really underrated team. The Hellfire Club at the back there as well. Really, really good. The main core X-Men as well. Really, really fantastic. And a look at the back too, with the villains. Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. The Hellfire Club. And some miscellaneous villains as well. Again, that Juggernaut figure, man. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, that is my entire X-Men display, which I just really love. It's probably taken me about 10 years to complete, as far as it is. There are some characters I would love to see, particularly a Wolfsbane to go in that X-Factor team. Would just be really, really good. I've had characters as well that I've swapped out and upgraded because I just weren't happy with the way they looked. But yeah, other than that, really, really am pleased with this. And, you know, you should take the time to sort of like really reflect and enjoy your collections while you've got the time to do so, in my opinion. Just really, really take the time to appreciate what you've built. But that's just me. That's just how I feel about it. But I really, really do appreciate and know how lucky I am to have this sort of collection. But yeah, I'm going to leave the video there and say thanks very much for watching, guys. Really, really do hope you've enjoyed this video. Probably not going to do another figure video for a bit of a while now. This one was quite exhausting, but yeah, I'll say thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please think about hitting the subscribe button if you're new, and the like button. So let me know you've enjoyed it. You know, comment down below, tell me what you think, what figures you collect as well. Really looking forward to getting a conversation going about that. But yeah, if you've enjoyed it, like as I said, please think about hitting subscribe, and I'll leave it there and say stay safe, take care, and thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.